later we're gonna be asking them because they have been living in Laos for over
13 months now?
13 months now, so maybe I have followed them for very long time since they're in Vietnam, so that and I saw they went to the south and up to the north of Laos. So I'm gonna ask about my country.
Okay.
Let's start from the first easy question. So the first question is, what is your first impression about Laos? You first.
First impression of Laos, like the very first day when we arrived here, we arrived to Atapel. And then we were driving for 170 kilometers across these deserty looking roads with loads of potholes and dust. And the first impression was like, is this a country? Are we in the right place? Because it was just in the middle of nowhere. So we were kind of a little bit shocked. So the first impression was like, wow, that's a bit like crazy. But that's only until we got to Paxe. Once we got to Paxe, we were like, okay. So, and then our perspective changed. So the very first day was kind of like, oh wow, a lot of nature, a lot of jungle, a lot of like crazy roads. We're like, is this Laos? Is this what it's gonna be for the rest of the journey? We were wrong.
And what about you?
So before we came to Laos, all we really knew from what people had told us was that there was loads of nature, and people told us that it was a boring country, and we were like, okay, I don't know if that's true, so we're gonna go and find out. We were only supposed to come for 3 weeks, and yeah, like Mario said, when we came, we drove through the nature for like a few hours before we got to Atapel, and it was really beautiful. The forests, the jungles, it was amazing. And yeah, I wouldn't say it's a boring country. It's just very laid back, very chilled. Nobody's rushing anywhere. It's very nice. I like it.
Okay, thank you. Next, so what is like a lot of my foreigner friends, they're talking about the culture shock. So what about you? What is the culture shock for you first?
So because we luckily we came from like Vietnam and Indonesia, so we had a bit of that experience of like Southeast Asia. There was a bit of a culture shock, of course, especially when we saw like what people eat. You know, they were like, oh, people eating like bugs. So in Don Det, we saw little children picking bugs in the morning, and then they would just eat them. So that was shocking. We were like, what? I actually went with the camera and I asked the kid, I was like, what do you do with this bug? And he just ate it. He just put it in his mouth and just ate it.
So sorry, what
and that was shocking for me.
Sorry, what do you mean, the bug?
The insect.
Bug, an insect?
The insect?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So they were picking from the trees,
really?
and then they were just eating them.
Really?
Like little kids. In Don Det, yeah, and we were like, that was like, what? And that was a big culture shock. We were like, wow. Because like we have in England little kids complaining about, I don't want to eat my sandwich. And you know, I see in Don Det little children running and eating bugs. It was like a culture shock. Wow. But it was like sort of very like amazing. Not like scared, but more like wow. Shocking, amazing. Yeah.
So what about Olivia?
I think what was different compared to what we'd seen in other countries in Southeast Asia was how people live. Like I thought the tribes was quite like, wow, people still live like that, like in the south.
Yes.
We went to see the tribes when we first arrived, and the way that they live was really crazy. Like they believe in animism, and the like rituals that they do and things was just crazy. Like we got taken on a tour, and he was telling us all about like what they do there and all of this stuff. So yeah, I think seeing the tribes and how people live like that was the most like the biggest culture shock for me.
Yeah, okay. Okay, talk about a place that you like the most.
The place that I like the most. This, my opinion to the place that I like the most changes every few months. So at the beginning, the place that I loved the most was Don Det until we visited Luang Prabang. Then we thought Luang Prabang was the favorite place, and Vang Vieng for a little while. Then we got back to Vientiane. We didn't really like Vientiane because we were here during the lockdown, but when we got back here, now Vientiane is kind of most of our favorite places here. And it just keeps happening. Every time we go somewhere, we realize that this is the favorite place. So it's a very difficult question, you know, to say which would be the most like favorite place. I think it would be really hard to answer. I think there's a few places. At the moment, I think Vang Vieng, Luang Prabang, Nong Kiew Lisi. I can't even say a single place. There's many.
Okay. And you?
favorite place. It's hard. I base my favorite places on my experiences. I would say Dondet was really nice, but also the waterfalls in the south, the loop, like where Pak Song is, and when we stayed at a place where we were camping right by the waterfall, that was probably one of my favorite places. It's called PNS Garden. It was a really nice place to stay, just surrounded by nature. I think it's near where you are from. It was one of my favorite places. That and Lang Prabang is really nice as well. I like Lang Prabang.
Yes, next move to about the food that you like the most and the least.
Right, so foods that I like the most that are Lao cuisine. So first of all, Lao cuisine is a very mixed cuisine. So like there's a lot of foods from all around the world, but they have Lao style. So for example, when you have a Vietnamese pho, you have a pho style in Vietnam and you have a Lao style pho.
Yes.
And I prefer personally Lao style pho is my favorite. Like I have it at least once or twice a week. Every week, always have my pho. It's amazing. I love it. Especially in the local neighborhoods where we live in Tompong village, they make pho. They give you like a peanut sauce for everything. Many herbs, like many for really, really cheap. So I think this would be like one of my favorite things, Lao style pho. My least favorite thing was, balut egg was very interesting.
What's
You probably remember our faces from the last video. That was pretty interesting. Like, it was. I wouldn't say like I would enjoy to eat it again.
Okay.
Not sure about that one.
I guess that again.
What is it in Lao again?
Khai Luk.
Khai Luk.
Okay, for you.
I think my favorite food in Lao is sticky rice.
Yes.
I probably could eat sticky rice with anything now.
Okay.
I love it. I didn't really know it existed until we came to Laos. And then I was like, what is sticky rice? And now I eat with every meal. It's so good. My least favorite. I'm not sure. Maybe the same. Maybe the egg, the balut egg.
Okay, Khai Luk.
I think that was the craziest. And
So far, because I think Sang hasn't took us for another food episode to find something more interesting. So for now, balut is number one.
I haven't tried any insects yet, so we will see. We will see.
Maybe I think we still have like the weird food more than that.
We never tried buffalo skin.
No.
So we need to try that next time.
There's a lot of interesting stuff left.
Wow, you have to try like some more crazy, I think. Okay, that's thank you for you guys for being in the video. So if you guys who watching this video, you want to follow them, you can follow like mainly on YouTube. That name is Travel on Toast.
Travels on Toast.
So I'm gonna show that on the screen now and just go and search because if you are watching from Facebook, don't forget just waste 1 minute. I ask you just waste 1 minute and go to YouTube and follow us on YouTube. Thank you for watching. If you find my video beneficial for you, you just tell your friends or you guys yourself follow us. Okay, thank you for watching.
Follow Sang.
Thank you.
Follow and
Sang.
subscribe
He's the man
to
here. Sing the man. Kapchai.
Kapchai.
Thank you.
Thank you.